Alrighty. Alrighty. Alright. Hello everybody. Welcome back. It's been a while. I've been working out some... Wait. Don't move. Alright, working out some technology to get this thing to run smoother. I've been having some buffering issues and some connection issues. Turns out it was it's hardware. It's all hardware. The computer is just too slow to handle. So I'm trying another computer tonight. Seems to be working pretty well. So we're gonna give it a try. So what do we got tonight? We have, I find interesting. Sorry, I've got a screen in front of me that's playing the video so I can watch the live chat, but it's a few seconds delayed, so I'm like watching me from 5 seconds ago and it's annoying. So let's begin, as they say. Let's rock the Casbah. I've got a whole bunch of new watches to be worked on. I'm not going to show them all tonight, but I'll show a few of them, a few really cool ones, a few fairly old basic things to play with. And going to get started with this one right here. This is the case for an Illinois. This one, as you can see, this one had no crystal. And turns out I purchased earlier this year a large bag, Ziploc bag of crystals from Wisconsin, and I broke them into two different categories. All the big size crystals and all the little size crystals. Turns out I found two crystals in the little size crystal box that may fit. This one is the closest. There is a, I'm going to give you a little bit of a, do some zoom in here. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Oh, there it is. All right. Let's get these bad boys out of the way. Let's do some zoom in here. Let's play, you know what? Oh, watch this. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, now watch this. Wow. It's pretty cool, huh? OBS software. So this thing's pretty dirty. It has not been cleaned yet, but it goes in this lip, as they tend to do. And if I were to put this on, let me just put this on real quick. Uh-oh. Danger. Gotta be super careful. These are, this is glass. This isn't plexiglass. This isn't mineral or sapphire. It's just run-of-the-mill glass. And gotta be super careful with it. So, I thought we'd get a good shot or not. It is barely in there. I mean, it's hanging onto a thin ledge. My hope is if we can bring this in here, because it's brass, I'll be able to peen just a little bit of that brass into, to give it a much greater bite, a bigger ledge. And then once I have that in play, I have hypo cement. that'll lock it in place. That's my plan right now. I'm going to see how that plays out. This watch is a very important watch. This watch is owned by a young man. He's probably 11 years old. His father had died of cancer 3 years ago, and this became his. Oh, hi, Lena. And there was no crystal on it, but to remember his father, he would wear the watch. And as you can imagine, a young man would do, wear this thing everywhere to remember his father, and it became quite filthy. I did take the movement apart. I did not clean it, but just to get a grasp of what was inside, it's pretty filthy, and I believe the balance staff needs to be replaced. I've got, there's the, yeah, no, wearing it with no crystal for a year or two. The young man has entrusted me to bring this home and clean it up and get it running, and that means a lot to me. That's something that it's important to me. Here's the movement. Let's see if we can get a better view. There you go. It's in Illinois. I believe it's 1924 or 26. I have to. I have forgotten by now what exactly it is. But anyway, here are the pieces, and as you can see, I've got my work cut out for me. Those horizontal lines that you're seeing on the screen. It has been a constant battle for me. I was actually fixed it a while ago. I was able to put up a screen over, or a sheet over the, not a sheet, but what was it? It was like wrapping paper. I put wrapping paper up to stop the glare, and it knocked out the horizontal lines. So they seem to be behaving now. So we'll leave it at that. So anyway. This is a very special piece, and I'm going to be cleaning this, breaking it down, cleaning it, doing all the work, hopefully streaming as much as I can streaming. This is, again, my little box of justice to hold it in play. I've got my little container here, Ziploc. I know, not very official. Not sure how to do that dial yet. I want to do very, very careful with that dial. I don't want to get rid of like any of the paint or anything. The dial will never come back to perfect. I don't want it to come back to perfect, but I would like it to get cleaned up a little bit. So if anybody's got any ideas, by all means. I saw someone using a little piece of magic eraser and slowly chipping away at it. Alright, so we're going to take this, we're going to, got a movement case here. I'll fit in the movement case. Let's see. Put it with this. As I mumble. Oh no. Did I put that on too tight? Oh, a piece of paper wrapped into it. Ah! That's never coming out. Alright, never mind. Sorry. I'll take this, put it in there. Again, I want to be very careful that it's glass, and it's the only one I have of that one. So, there's some There's a little boop. There's those horizontal lines again. Can I get something to focus on that'll not be so... Maybe? I don't know. All right, next one. So my last day of radiation for cancer, and we were out and about, and I came across, we're going to get cupcakes actually in southern Indiana, and next to the cupcake place was this little like a pawn shop. Me and pawn shops and flea markets and stuff like that, you know. Ooh, alarm goes off. Turns out I walk in, and the guy's helping a customer, and she's off to the side working on something. He comes up to me, and I'm like, I'm just looking for like old watches, ones that are broken, one that need fixing. And he goes, have I got something for you? And he takes out a tray full of watches. Some are pretty expensive, some of them are pretty cheap, including but not limited to this one. Let's see if I can. Boop. Man, those lines. Those lines are bugging me. Let's see if I can. Ooh, wait, what happened? They go away and they come back. Wish I could come up with a... Maybe it's the angle of the camera? Sorry folks, this is all learning for me. Wow. And that line is really bad. Let's hang on a second. I gotta... Is it because it's a white screen? Oh. What's this? Do you hear that over the crinkling of the paper? Maybe you don't. I'm going to fold some paper. A bit better. Oh, Grace.
Yes.
Time for bed.
Okay.
I love you.
Love you.
Want to say hi to the world?
Yep.
Say hi, world.
I would.
All right, you get some good sleep, Nugget.
Okay. Can you come in here?
No.
I want to tell you something.
Can you whisper it?
I want to tell it to you.
Okay, tell it to me. Whisper it. Okay. We'll talk tomorrow, okay? I love you. Good night. I love you. Good night. I love you. Get some sleep. Night, night. Oh my God. All right. So that seems to be working a little bit better. So yeah. take a little piece of dirty Rotico, prop it up. There it is, an Elgin. I didn't really get this for the dial, even though the dial is intact. My thought was if I can get it running, I could put it in a nice little wooden box, turn it into like a little small little desk clock for my daughter. But it's more for just the practice of getting into an old movement and bringing it back to life. All the pieces are yet together. I mean, you could. It's dirty. Of course, I'm watching the screen when I do this instead of watching the. You can see it. I mean, it's dirty. It could be anything from damage to a pivot or a jewel to just old oil and sludge. So, but all the parts are there. Just gonna bring it back to life. So that's gonna be a fun one. And the splurge was this one. Let's see if I can. First, let's do. There it is. You can see it upside down. See, Junghans in Germany. The Junghans. It is. Initially looked at it, I'm like, wow, is that a GMT? Well, obviously it's not. It's an alarm clock. It's an alarm pocket watch. I have not taken this apart yet, but it all seems to be there. Seems to be a little dirty, but that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So that was the score of the day. Let's see what else do I got. Oh, Hobby Lobby. These are like $1.50 or something, maybe $1.90, or maybe they're $1. Got a bunch of these. I'm using for holding a bunch of crystals, movements, parts, watches. They're just Hobby Lobby. Alright, so showing you the crystals. Watches to be worked on. I'm not going to show all these off, but there's a couple in here I thought were pretty cool. Old school cool. Let's see here. So, no, it's not a Cartier. Let's take a look. Boop. It's a Zerner quartz, but from about 3 feet away, it looks like a Cartier. So there you go. I think it'd be fun to like get up and running, and I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't wear it, but someone would. Don't know enough about it. Here's one of the first watches I worked on. I want to get it back up and running. It's doggone it. Waltham date. I just don't like date windows. Let's see. Where? Oh, There's one. Alright, so this one, I got to figure out, A, how to run it, and B, where to get magnets, because I need magnets to set the time. And I think magnets to set the date. But this thing's old school, baby. Oh, let's bring it back. Oh yeah, get your disco on. You know what I'm talking about. Swapping out the battery, maybe, maybe not. The original battery for this is not made anymore. However, there are inserts for getting newer batteries in. There is something on the back here. Ah, there they are, setting the hour and the minute, as you can see. Hour and minute. Yep, rocket science. Maybe I'll be able to pick up the magnets on eBay. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Get that thing rocking. I'm an idiot. Give me a minute. And that's why we can't have nice things, right? Alright, let's put this one back together. I'll put it back in the case before I drop it again. How's it go in the case? Get in the case. There you go. There we go. Whoop. Pretty exciting. So, that's the bulk of the new ones. I got a couple other little things here. This is my Frankenwatch. This was built with parts from the level 1 of the time zone school. It's an ETA 6497 movement. I've got different hands. I can get a line on it. But I have a new dial that I want to get on it. As you can see here, it's pretty cool. But the dial is just a touch too big. Touch too big for the old for this movement. So I figure out how I'm gonna do that. Either get a different case or put it on the lathe and cut it down. Oh yeah, put it on the lathe. Alright, what else do I have? One moment. All right. So, do you remember me telling you the story about the pawn shop? And I'm talking with the guy. When I first arrived, there was another woman in there. One moment. Well, she left while I was performing business with the gentleman. We finish up. I purchased the Junghans and the Elgin, and we go next door to the cupcake place and get some celebratory cupcakes for radiation. That woman who was talking to him comes in, and she goes, "I have some watches for you." Turns out she had a pile of watches that she was trying to get some value on from the pawn store, and well, these watches have no value. So you know what that means? You're gonna toss them. Well, she overheard me and wanted to donate, which was very nice of her. And that's what we have. We have... Oh, sit down. Hey, day date. That's right. Order of the Moose, right there. Pretty ratty, but the maybe fixable. Maybe you can see that the case is just potted out. It's just cheap pot metal. But right now I don't care about cases. I like to get the movement working. You know, it's bringing those old movements back to life. That's a good feeling. All right, how about an American Moose? Yeah, America. So again, pretty ratty case, but resistant to shock, dust, and magnetic, base metal, blah blah blah. It's pretty cheap. It's probably the movement's probably a if I remember right, it's like a BFG 389 or something like that. I don't know. All right, you ready for this one? Oh yeah, this one's classic right here. Boom, Versailles quartz day date. I mean, everybody's walking around with their Casio F100, or is it F100? I don't know. I don't care. They're walking around with that, thinking that that's the shiznit. Right here, baby. This is it. This is the Versailles quartz. A boom. Bring some good money in that one. Timex, water resistant. You just see how ratty this is. I want to say that this is a quartz, but it doesn't say quartz. That's kind of curious. I would have thought it would have said quartz on it. Let's find out. Shall we? Oh, that thing's ready. Oh, man. It's got barnacles on the back of this thing. Come on. It's moving. There's a little lip right there. But I think it is like just full on welded shut. I don't have an official back opener. Every time I got a little bit of cash for something, I always buy something else instead of like the necessary. But there we go. Look at that. Perfect. Well, I was wrong. Classic Timex. Let's see if we bring this down a little bit. Well, I've been looking for Timex to work on, an old Timex movement. the downside is that they're not screwed together; they're riveted. So any work, truthfully, I should probably be able to spray this thing with a little bit of naphtha, let it dry, wind it up, slap some oil in there. It might work. I don't know. I did not think that would be automatic. It's kind of cool though. I mean, you know, just a simple Timex. If I were to resell it on eBay, you get what? If I can clean it up, get it running, $15 maybe. I don't know. Let's see what else I got. Drum roll, please. Nothing. But I do have crystals. Yeah. And I bet you that's the movement for it. This is a Moose Sportsman. Let's see what the movement is. Oh, it's an Elgin. Elgin 17 jewel Elgin. Well, there you go. I did not know that. So maybe I can put it there. Maybe some moose people were looking for their. What do we have here? This is kind of fun. I like this one. It's Elgin. Let's see if we can get a good shot. As you see my hands and arms wiggling around. Who's that? I'll bring it back a little. Royal Order of the Moose, Elgin. There you go. It might be a fun one to clean up. A crown. Is there a movement? Yeah, there's be a movement. Their hands are hooked up to it. Stop, drop, and roll. Anyway, I think it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Alright, what else do we have? I don't know what that is. Alright, and I saved the best for last because that's how I roll. This one's crazy. This one is just wackadoodle. First, you know what? I'm going to show the side first. Before I show the face, I'm going to show the side. Look how tall that is. That's insane. I think it's just... It's just... Oh no. Yeah, there you go. That's just insane. That's just... It's crazy. So let's take a look at the face and see what you can make of it. A little bit of glare. We can get rid of that glare. There it is. So it's layered, you know. You get. I don't know. I still can't get how thick this thing is. I mean, it's a monster. It's a monster, I tell you. Let's see if we can open it. Base metal Swiss 23. What the? Mattel, Swiss made. Alright, hands turn. There's a click. Is this thing going to run? It's winding. Hell's bells, it's running. It's running. So there you go. The bank closed on this house, took a bunch of stuff, and evidently the gentleman was Royal Order of Moose, and ventured to say he had a daughter who was into Barbie in a long, long ago, because that's an old watch. I don't know. You just you sit here and pontificate about, you know, who he was and when he wore these things. You know, what he's got 3 different Moose watches. When would he wear? You know, when would he choose to wear one? I don't know. At what point did they just start sitting in the drawer and never get worn again? You know. So. And you start wondering, you start thinking, you know, all right, so here's the Barbie. I'm going to assume a young lady had the Barbie. Does she have a family now? And would any young members of that family want any of these watches? You know, there's some history there, and normally I wouldn't think about that. You know, I'm here to because I want to get into the machine. I want to get into the mechanics. I want to get it running again. But then I started thinking about this movement. You know, the first one that I showed you, and the importance of this. I mean, when this thing is done, he's not going to wear this every day. This is, you know, it's got a glass crystal that's going to be pretty hard to, you know, replace. It's not going to be very waterproof. He's going to wear it for special occasions. You know, graduation of high school, new job, first date for a special woman. And he's going to be able to look at it and know that his dad's with him. And that's important. And so when I'm looking at these pieces here, I'm thinking, you know, is somebody missing something? Is somebody missing a connection? You know, to be honest, we don't wear watches because we need to know what time it is, right? You know, these infernal machines. But you know, there's a connection, and I don't know. It's got me wondering, got me thinking. Maybe it's not a good idea. I don't know. I love this thing. The Versailles quartz. Anyway, I don't know if that'll be my show tonight. I had one person coming in saying hi. That was Lena. It's my niece. I think she's up in Wisconsin right now. How are you, kiddo? Doubt you're still watching right now, but if you are, hi. Grace says hi. Grace had such fun with you guys. All right, let's play a little. I got 8:45. So this is kind of cool. You can set the alarm. Oh, here we go. Let me bring this up like that, and watch the. It's going by quarters, right? Alarm is set for 8. And I don't know what that button does. But how do you get this thing out of here? Oh, text is texting. How does one get this out of here? I got a couple screws right here. I don't want to start taking screws out willy-nilly. These are the feet, right? So I can. Okay. Using an alarm clock next to the bed. Now, go do a little research on that. All right. It's almost 9 o'clock, so I'm gonna. Hey, switch. Thank you. I'm gonna wrap it up for tonight. It was a fun one tonight. Have a lot. As you can see, I got a lot of new pieces. As much as I want to be able to play with this one, I got to start working on that Junghans. Start taking it apart, cleaning it, reviewing the parts, see if I need to build anything or replace anything. So I'll be streaming that as much as I can. And if there's anything in particular you want to see or want me to cover, or like see me tearing it apart or trying to put back together, by all means, let me know. Leave a comment. Yeah, there you go. I think that's enough for tonight. Thank you very much. Wait, this is where it gets fun. Now I got to figure out how to shut off the stream. Let's see here. Pop, pop, pop. Ah, stop streaming. All right, press that button. Are you sure you want to do it? Yes, I do.